we will done for that today. Okay. So. Okay. Intranet, Internet. What is intranet? What is internet? So what we are using? I'm using google.com, facebook.com, youtube.com, right? So we are using Google Chrome with some Google Docs we are accessing, and we are doing meeting through Microsoft Teams. How can we do? Through internet only. Internet is a public network, guys. Internet is a public network. So you want to communicate outside of your network, outside of your LAN network. So you need a internet. You want to access google.com, facebook.com, youtube.com. You need a internet. But for example, I am in my office. In our office, we have a desktops. Says we are connected through a simple search, or maybe I have a server. Says I connected like this. Okay. So my server is not outside of my network, within my network. So this is APC, BPC, CPC, and this is some server A. For example, it is a kind of web server. It contains a website. I'm doing some web development. So what I'm doing, I want to access my website from here to here, or I'm communicating from here to here, or I'm communicating A to server, or A to B, or B to C, or C to server, or server to B. Within the LAN network, I am communicating. Within the LAN, I am communicating. So guys, this is called a intranet. Intranet means within your local network. Within your local network, you are accessing devices, or you are accessing a server or a service within your LAN network. That is called a intranet. Okay. And these devices, as per my picture, it is. As per my picture, it is a wide connectivity, right? What happen if I have a wireless devices? What happen if I have a wireless devices? I didn't go to the internet part, guys. Understand one by one. Okay, I have a wireless devices. I have a wireless devices. Wireless devices are mobile phones, your laptops, maybe it comes in desktops also, or tablets, right? Maybe you have a mobile phones, you have a laptops. So laptops we can connect with wired and wireless, both are there. Generally, mostly we are using wirelessly, but I connected with wire also. Okay. So other any tablet kind of devices or a desktops. We connect. We want to connect wireless devices. We need a device called a wireless access point. We need a wireless access point. To connect a wide devices, we need a hub or a switch device. Okay. These devices we will discuss tomorrow. These devices we will discuss tomorrow. No, this is not required. Guys, this is all our this is a LAN network, right? What we are calling this is a LAN. Intranet. This is a LAN network. And we connected a devices wirelessly. These devices we are connected wirelessly. Then what is this name? This is wireless LAN. Whether it is wide LAN or wireless LAN, it is a LAN only. Both are intranet, whether you access wide with wire, without wire, wide or wireless. It is intranet. It is LAN communication only. It is your private network. Your private network, because we are not using any internet here. No internet connection here. Within your office, within your home, you are communicating through your hub or a switch or wireless access point used to connect wireless devices. But specifically, if it is a wireless type of communication, they put a name that is called a wireless LAN. Okay, this is ours. Of course, you want to communicate this network to this network, we need a connectivity. So this is, we need a connectivity. Guys, understand up to this point? Okay. Next, I want to access something like youtube.com, okay, or facebook.com, or google.com, or instagram.com, Twitter, Microsoft, which is not in our LAN, right? The servers are not in your LAN. You want to access that server. You want to gmail.com is there. It is not in your network. It is outside of your network and it is located in somewhere in this world, right? It's not even in your town, not in your city, not in your campus, not in your private network. It is somewhere outside. It can be in New Jersey, it can be San Jose, it can be in San Francisco, it can be in a Singapore, it can be in Malaysia, it can be in Mumbai. We don't know where the server is located. Okay. So what to do? To access these outside servers, what we need, how can we access google.com or facebook.com or youtube.com, guys? How to access these things?
By using internet.
Very good. Using internet. So why I put this cloud symbol? The cloud represents internet. Cloud technology, that is different, guys. That is a different thing. Cloud symbol is the cloud technology symbol is like this. It is off cloud type. Okay, underline cloud like this. This is completely a cloud. Okay, so it means it is internet symbol. Because when internet symbol is created, that time cloud is not, technology is not available. Through internet, we can access youtube.com, facebook.com. But how you connect to this internet? How you connect to this internet? So you have to take a subscription, right? Jio, Airtel, ACT, Hathway, U broadband, like this. There is a ISP, Internet Service Providers. There is a Internet Service Providers. Internet Service providers. So Jio is one of the internet service provider now. So Airtel and BSNL, Hathway, ACT, U Broadband, there is a internet service provider. You have to take a subscription. But how to connect to this ISP from your home? In home, you have a modem. You have a modem. In our home, this is our home. Our modem is connected to ISP. This is my modem. Using modem, I am connecting to this ISP, Internet Service Provider. How they will connect? Using telephone wires. Using telephone wires. Or maybe using fiber optical cables. Because if you are going through this old time, we are using telephone cables. Now we are using fiber optical cables. Geo fiber network, Airtel fiber, they use a fiber optical cable from connecting from your modem to ISP, Internet Service Provider. From Internet Service Provider, we are getting Internet. We are getting Internet. So we use modem to connect to Internet. So how? Through ISP. Okay, we are connected to ISP, so we are getting Internet. For Internet, we need a modem. Okay, but up to modem, it is a different kind of network, guys. Up to modem, this is completely public network. Outside of our network, it is. Okay, it is outside. We are getting Internet up to here. We are getting Internet with the public Internet. We are getting up to here with public IP address kind of stuff. We are getting connected to Internet here. But how to distribute this Internet to our local devices? How to distribute this Internet? How to make a connect from our local devices to this Internet, which is at modem? So then we have to use a router, because your local network, this is having their own private IP addresses. There are in the separate network, local network, separate network kind of stuff. Okay. Of course, we need a router. Router is a internetworking device which is used to communicate between different networks. So this is a LAN and WLAN are different networks, or both are not both. So simply say that's in one network. This router will try to connect to this internet, right? So how it is? The switch or a hub or wireless access point. Okay, either switch or a hub or a wireless access point, it will connect it to your router. Okay, and router is connected to modem. Modem is connected to ISP. See, switch or a hub or wireless access point connected to your router, and router to modem, modem to ISP. This is the line. Okay, so this is your local network. This is your public network. So to connect and communicate outside of your network, you have to go through like this one. You have to first go through router, router to modem, modem to ISP. So now if in case a device want to communicate to this, so how it will send? Okay, so this is your private network, this is a public network kind of stuff. So guys, understand some terminologies, names.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So this
Yes,
connector
sir.
here called as a small office, home office. So here I already having a design, same design it is. What is this default gateway? So this is your lone network, right? This is entirely one network. So whatever the device is here or here, they want to communicate outside of the network, then have to go through this point only. They have to go through this point from here to here or from here to here. They have to go outside from this particular point only. So this is called a default gateway. What is a default gateway? What is a gateway? Gateway will tell you how to go outside. Just to go outside of your room, you have to open the door. The same, you want to go outside of your network, you have to go through the gateway. By default, it is a default gateway. By default, you should go to this one only. It means it is your default gateway. So to communicate from A to B, you don't need a default gateway. To communicate from server A to this BPC, you don't require default gateway, because within the LAN, we don't require within your private network, within your LAN network, you don't require default gateway. But when you are communicating outside of your network, you must need a default gateway. Hub switches are used to create a LAN. Wireless access point or wireless APs used to create a WLAN, means wireless LAN. The routers are internetworking devices, which we are having, see this LAN side and WAN side connectivity we use in a LAN and WAN network. Modems are used to connect internet through ISP. So like you are connecting to internet, or you can say we are connecting to ISP. Why we are connecting to ISP? For internet purpose. Okay. We can use using old type telephone cables, or maybe can use nowadays mostly fiber optical cables we are connecting. What is meant by ISP? Internet service provider. Here is a point, guys. I have told so many devices, hub, switches, wireless access point, routers, modems. In your home or in your office, you may not see any of these devices. You have seen only one device, that is a Wi-Fi router. There is a Wi-Fi router in your home. Okay. Either it is a Jio FiberNet or Airtel Jio FiberNet or anything. We have a router, and this router having a connectivity to connect outside. So this through some WAN port. Either it is a normal regular UTP cable or a fiber optical cable or telephone cable. One connectivity is going outside. So for connecting ISP. Okay. And you have a wired or wireless devices. We have the mobile phones we are connecting, laptops, mobile phones, or any wireless devices. We should connect it to this Wi-Fi router using Wi-Fi name and password. So we'll search for Wi-Fi name and click on that Wi-Fi name and enter the password. You can get connected. Okay. Now, if you have a wired devices, like normal, I use a desktop also. I have some desktop with wired connectivity I want to connect. Backside of this Wi-Fi modem having a LAN ports also there for connecting to LAN. Wireless devices connected through wireless. This is in our home or in our offices. And I told so many devices. Where are those devices? Where are those devices? I said modem. Where is the modem here? Where is a wireless access point is there? Where is the router? where is switch, where is hub. Okay. Guys, in our home Wi-Fi routers, it's not only function as just a router or a Wi-Fi access point. It is a modem. Has a built-in modem to connect to ISP. It has a modem part inside. But you have to check properly when you are buying a new Wi-Fi router, or you can go to Amazon or Flipkart, check different Wi-Fi routers and what are the connectivity, what type of connectivity, what is the features are there. Okay. Not always a Wi-Fi router means that one. Wi-Fi router meaning is different actually. But in our home, what Wi-Fi router we are using, that is what I am trying to say. It has a built-in modem. So based on what type of connectivity, the modem we have to select. Okay, the router we have to select. Okay, built-in modem part, which use it to connect this part. Okay, and we are able to connect wireless devices because it acts like a wireless access point. Our Wi-Fi router is wireless access point. Next, we can able to connect because we have some LAN ports on it. So like a switch or hub, you have only one or two wired devices. So simply we can connect it. Otherwise, in some organization, they use separate switch, connect this switch to this port, LAN port, and we can connect multiple wired devices. Okay, like in a certain organization, they have a desktops or more, so they have separate switch. That switch is connected to this router. Okay, like that it will be there. Okay, so it is having a built-in hub or a switch part. Either you can connect directly a device like a desktop kind of stuff, or you can connect it to a switch. From switch, we can connect multiple devices. Okay, so hub and switches part completed. And where is the router? Sorry. So where is the router here? So it is a built-in router also. It contains.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah, tell me.
Sir, can you explain the switch and hub again?
Yeah, that's a good one. Okay. I'm telling just a Wi-Fi router. Maybe it's a TP link or D-Link also you can check it. Some router. Can you see the backside ports?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you have this is Wi-Fi type only. So you want to connect wireless devices, you can connect easy. But if you have wired devices, you need some hub or a switch, right? So we can connect. If you have one desktop, two desktops are there, you can connect to this wires. You don't require any separate hub or a switch. You have multiple devices, then you have to take one switch separately, and then we have to connect from here to switch. Wi-Fi router. So this is like a hub and switches having ports to connect a wired devices. If it is a modem, router, hub, workstation, switch, wireless access point. So this is separately created. Think okay. That is the distribution. So leave it like that. I will tell from here. Okay. So if you have more devices, then you can use separate hub or a switch. Connect that hub or a switch to this router's LAN port, and we can connect the devices to the switch and hub. Okay. The Wi-Fi router has a built-in router feature, because this part we are getting internet, your public network, which is routed to you. Means it make a connectivity between this network to that network. So like that, your home Wi-Fi router or a office general Wi-Fi routers act like this. It act like a hub and switches, provide connectivity, wireless access point. There is a router feature and modem feature. As a device wise, services wise, guys, your home Wi-Fi router by default, it is a default gateway. You want to communicate outside of your network, you must go through this Wi-Fi router only. It means it is your default gateway. It acts like a default gateway. It is your DHCP server. When you connect a device, you should get an IP to communicate in the network. The device must have an IP address. Who will assign this IP address? DHCP server. DHCP server assign an IP address to the devices. I got an IP address from my DHCP server. This DHCP server, we have we can put a one separate server for this one, or you can configure it in the router itself. That's it is act like a DHCP server. Means router is giving you an IP address like a DHCP server. Local DNS server. So we are all communicating with the names only now. We don't know IP address of these servers. We don't know IP address of these sites. See, www.w3schools.com servers IP address I don't know, but I know the name. I know the name, but I don't know the IP address. Who will give you that IP address? It's a DNS server. I know the name, but I don't know the IP address of that specific server. YouTube.com, Facebook.com. Okay, I don't know Gmail.com. I don't know the IP address of those servers. So what I have to do? I want to get an IP address of that server, then only I can able to communicate. But who is the person who is giving this IP address? It's a DNS server. So your router is act like a local DNS server. Local DNS, and that's not a, it does not contain any DNS records inside. It's just the local DNS to forward your queries. So that's it is. What are the devices I told, like this hub switches, wireless access point, routers and modems? This you may not seen in your home because of your Wi-Fi router is doing all these jobs. Okay, that is a point. I already told what is the default gateway. Default gateway use it to communicate outside of your network. When you want to communicate outside of your network, you have to go through default gateway. So generally, our Wi-Fi router is act like a default gateway. Our router is act like a default gateway. And what is the default gateway? IP address. The router.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah, tell me.
Sir, this is little out of the topic, but sir, what is the difference between the cloud, server, and data center?
What is the difference between cloud?
Servers and data centers. Like, are they same or like they are the same?
Little difference. Maximum all are same. Okay. Yeah, I will finish this point and I will tell. Okay. So what is the default gateway IP address means? We have a router, right? So we are going through this router. LAN side, the routers LAN side interface, which is connected to our LAN, that side interface. IP address is a default gateway IP address. The router has a two interfaces. See, one side is LAN, other side is your WAN type interface, outside interface. This is inside. So this interface's IP address is default gateway. Okay. That's the point, guys. So it covers so many things. You can easily understand use of each and every devices, but we'll discuss these devices again, once again, with certain differences and all. Okay. So he asked one question, that is, what is the difference between a server and a data center? Server is a server. Server provides a service. Guys?
నెట్ మొదటినే చెప్పాను కదా నోయిడాలోనే ఉందండి. స్టార్ట్ అవుతుంది కానీ బ్రాంచ్ హైదరాబాదే కానీ జాబ్ నోయిడాలోనే ఉంది. ఇప్పుడు ప్రస్తుతానికి వేకెన్సీలు నోయిడాలోనే ఉన్నాయి. వీడికి అయిపోయే లోపల వస్తే
1 second. Guys, for example, you have a web server, mail server. You are accessing mails through mail server, websites from web server. Okay, authentication servers are there. Sir. Okay, authentication servers are there. Storage servers are there. It's a server. So one single unit. Generally, server means it's a one single unit. It provides certain services. It is a server. And what is this data center? So data center having so many servers. Okay, one data center means it can be a single server or it can be a having multiple servers and multiple other kind of devices, not only a server kind of stuff. It can have a routers, it can have a switches, and it is having a storage devices. So this completely one data center. Okay, so it is a combination of multiple servers, network devices, storage devices. It's a single data center. Like this, in organization, they have a multiple data centers. They have a multiple data centers. Okay. So who is maintaining these data centers? Who is maintaining these data centers? The person, the company is maintaining data centers, servers. So they have employees like a system engineer, network engineer, data center monitoring engineer, data center administrators. So they work on these things. Okay, it contains a servers to give services to clients. Okay, and they have this kind of setups, multiple, depends upon organization requirement. Understand, guys? Server and data center.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Just the names only, guys. Okay. So here it is.
Sir, can you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you please repeat once? DHCP.
Okay. I will tell here only.
Okay. Okay.
I have a DHCP server. So the client machines need to get an IP address. Without IP address, you can't communicate in the network. Either it is a LAN network or any network, you cannot communicate without IP address. Without IP address, you can't communicate. So you need an IP address. Either you should configure your IP address to your system, or you should get that IP address from a server that is called a DHCP server. So either you will get a IP address from DHCP server. Okay. So in general, you have a more number of devices. So it's very difficult to assign an IP address. Maybe there is a wrong entry of IP address is possible. So what we are doing is we'll get automatically from DHCP. Even for your mobile phones or laptops or desktops, basically they don't have any built-in IP address. So some people goes wrong about it, guys. Our devices do not have any IP address. There is no built-in IP address is there. Okay, IP addresses can be changeable when you connect it to your network. If you have a DHCP server in the network, you will get an IP address from DHCP server. If you don't have a DHCP server in your network, you have to assign IP address manually. So of course there is a different challenges are there. That is a server and DHCP. Yeah, so we'll continue that cloud answer, guys. So server, DHCP, sorry, server, data center. Server means one single unit, but data center means it contains multiple servers, storage devices, routers, switches, network connectivity between them. Okay, these are the data centers and multiple data centers maintained by different organizations. If an organization having certain challenges, then like a challenges, like a investment challenges, like a capital expenditure, like I want to buy a server or I want to buy a data center, it is cost. Okay, purchasing cost and maintenance cost, operation expenditure, capital expenditures, both are more expensive. Next, it's a small company and there is a huge demand of IT IT related demand is there. But it's a small company, they cannot maintain. So what they will do, they will take a data center from other companies. Okay, they will rent a data center from other company. For example, Control-S, Rackspace. These are organizations who will rent a data center for outside of organizations. So they will maintain the data center, and here we can take a rent and we can access the data center. Means that their servers we can able to access, their storage we can able to access through network. It is not completely secure, but depends upon the service provider and user. Next one is, it is also having certain challenges. Then the cloud computing is came, that is cloud is a self-service oriented. So self-service means AWS, GCP, Azure, Oracle, IBM, DigitalOcean, Rackspace, maintaining their own data centers. As an individual user, as an organization also, they can approach these data centers, means their organizations, they subscribe, they use their infrastructure for their projects. Like I want to develop an application, I want to run my web application, I want to build my and test my web application, or maybe I need a certain servers, I need some storage related kind of solutions. Okay, I need a direct applications access. So I will reach out the service provider, cloud service provider. I simply subscribe, means not a subscription model it is simply login. I take it, use it, I pay what I use it and say bye bye. Okay, that is a cloud compute. But all these three things, common thing is the servers, networking components like routers and switches, storage devices, network, basic network, all functions, programs or applications. These are all common. Only thing is how you are accessing, how you are administrating, how what is the beneficial for you and your organization. That's the only difference. Okay.
Okay, sir.
How many people are left? Oh, different story. Maybe you heard now. Okay. So that's actually good question. It is. Okay, guys, that's it for today. Tomorrow we'll meet and